compact crossover genre is exploding in the United States, and Honda was one of the first to conquer it with the HR-V. Honda just gave the 2019 HR-V a number of updates that add some tech, and if you choose the new sport trim, a sporty look. The HR-V has always been one of the best in its segments, and these new updates only push it even further ahead of its competition. So let's check it out. The most prominent and instantly visible updates are seen outside, identified by a bolder front grille, a revised bumper, new headlamps, and new wheel designs, while under-skin improvements include its updated continuously variable automatic transmission, its electrically assisted steering, and the optional all-wheel drive system. A new infotainment display is on display at the top of the dashboard and features for the first time Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as optional. Honda's suite of driver-assistant features, called Honda Sensing, makes its way to the HR-V and is standard on EX, EXL, and Touring trims. It includes automated emergency braking, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, and adaptive cruise control. Last year's manual transmission, sadly, is no longer available. As for the interior, it's classy, well made, but the cabin appears durable enough to stand the test of time. Outward visibility is good and passenger space is acceptable, but the most luxurious features are limited to the top spec Touring model. The spacious front seats will provide enough head and leg room for all but the tallest of adults. The rear seat has tons of legroom too, but headroom isn't as generous thanks to its slope and roofline. The front seats have firm cushions and are narrow, so they may not be that comfortable for long drives. There is also noticeable lack of adjustment until you reach the top trim and its 8-way power controls, and even that is only for the driver. A taller driver or passenger may wish they had more legroom. In the back, adult travelers should have decent space to stretch out. Entry and exits for the second row passengers are also easy. Honda also installed an updated and more intuitive infotainment system in the 2019 HR-V. Called Display Audio, the new system has proven much easier to use in other Honda products and now offers a volume knob, larger on-screen icons, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. The 7-inch touchscreen comes standard on all but the base LX trim, which gets a simpler setup that is basically a radio with a color screen. As for cargo, the HR-V has amongst the most cargo space of any subcompact SUV. In standard front-wheel drive models, you'll get 24.3 cubic feet of room under the hatch and a maximum of 58.8 cubic feet with the back seat folded. All-wheel drive models lower those numbers by just over 1 cubic foot. For reference to some competitors, the Mazda CX-3 has up to 44.5 cubic feet of space, while the Toyota CHR has a measly maximum of 36.4 cubes. A new feature is second-row magic seat. When released, the rear seat back folds flat and the load floor is low to the ground, leaving plenty of room for stacking carry-on suitcases or for hauling larger items more easily. The rear seat bottom can also be flipped up, providing an even deeper well between the front and rear seat backs for taller items. The 2019 HR-V will be available with a 141 horsepower 4-cylinder engine. It's a very basic and unimpressive engine. You will need some time to get this SUV up to speed, but once you do, it cruises along with little drama. A continuously variable automatic transmission (CVT) is standard, as Honda axed the previously standard 6-speed manual. They also retuned the CVT's operation for this model year, but it still won't win any awards for performance. You might find that the transmission constantly adjusts engine RPMs to find the right gear, especially in situations like going uphill. The only consolation you might find with this engine is its economy. With standard front-wheel drive, you'll get 28 mpg in the city and 34 mpg on the highway. The Mazda CX-3 gets similar estimates, and these two rank as some of the most efficient non-hybrid SUVs on the market. As for handling, the HR-V has sharp, well-weighted steering that gives it more engaging handling than many other subcompact crossovers. It takes turns with confidence, but it's still easy enough to pilot around in tight spaces like parking lots or city traffic. The HR-V rides smoothly over most surfaces and stays comfortable for long drives. Only large bumps or bigger imperfections in the road make a noticeable difference in ride quality. You can choose from 5 trim levels: LX, Sport, EX, EXL, and Touring. All models have front-wheel drives as standard, and all-wheel drive is optional in every model except the all-wheel drive only Touring, which costs $1,400. The first 4 trim levels are only separated by less than $5,000 in total, so there is a lot of value to be gained by spending just a little more money. You'll want to skip the bare-bones base model in favor of at least the new Sport trim with its touchscreen infotainment system. In the past, we've actually recommended against HRV's touchscreen system because of the usability issues. However, a new volume knob and the introduction of Android Auto and Apple CarPlay for this model year make the system a bit better now. Also consider the mid-range EX model, which adds niceties like heated front seats, automatic climate control, a moonroof, satellite radio, and a ton of driver assistant features. The HRV has a lot of competition. The Hyundai Kona offers a zippy turbo engine without fuel economy penalties. The Kia Soul is about as practical as a vehicle can get, and the Mazda CX-3 features some of the segment's best driving dynamics. Some of its challengers are nowhere near as fully baked, like the Fiat 500X and the Chevy Trax. If you want some balance of off-road readiness, the Jeep Renegade is your only hope. So, to sum it up, the 2019 Honda HR-V has lots of space for people and gear alike. It also boasts an attractive interior, responsive handling, good fuel economy estimates, and excellent safety test ratings. However, you may be turned off by the HR-V's weak engine and short standard features list. So, what do you think of this HR-V? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications for the latest car reviews and news. Take care, and see you in the next one.